I walked into the glass-walled office, the faint smell of polished wood and coffee lingering. He slid a folder across the table, eyes deliberately avoiding mine. Effective immediately, he said, voice flat, almost rehearsed. It's all hers. Full control. I didn't touch the folder. Instead, I looked at my sister. Perfect posture, smile polished to perfection, eyes empty, not a flicker of guilt, not a hint of hesitation. I felt something cold settle inside me, but I kept my calm. My blazer smooth, my steps deliberate. I quit. My father blinked once, twice, disbelief flashing across his face. Wait, Lydia. But I was already walking out, each step measured, quiet, every muscle taut with purpose. I didn't scream, I didn't argue, I simply left. And yet, just a week later, the phone rang. We lost the Brightwell account, 9 million. Please, we need you. My father's voice cracked through the line. I smiled, sharp and quiet. Let your CEO daughter handle it, I said, then hung up. It should have been ours. Together. I had built the systems, coded the backbone, managed clients when deadlines crushed the air from my lungs. I had slept under my desk, exhausted but unbroken. She had handled photo shoots, PR appearances, the curated public image. She had been his favorite from day one, basking in the spotlight while I stayed in the shadows, thinking results would matter. Loyalty, competence, none of it mattered. Not in his eyes. It had started months earlier, subtle at first. Meetings without me, files I once owned locked behind new passwords, my ideas ignored, lost in drafts. Then one night, I stayed late. Her screen lit up as I passed. A message from him. Let's move quickly before Lydia complicates this. Complicate? I had carried the company through 3 failed quarters, negotiated multi-million-dollar deals while she lounged in Bali posting selfies of her CEO life. They hadn't just replaced me, they had erased me. That night, I stopped hoping. I started planning. 6 months before the final blow, I had begun noticing the cracks. Meetings that should have included me were scheduled without notice. Client files I had built from scratch were suddenly inaccessible. Emails went unanswered. Recommendations I had painstakingly drafted vanished into drafts no one would ever open. My sister's charm was her shield, a carefully constructed image that fooled everyone except me. She had never worked through the nights when deadlines screamed. She had never negotiated deals while the office slept around me. She had never built a company from scratch. And yet, she was poised to inherit it all. I watched quietly, carefully, every error she made, every decision built on vanity, every client left uninformed. I cataloged. I learned how she moved, how she relied on the favor of others instead of merit. My father's favoritism wasn't just nepotism, it was a blindfold that would eventually reveal the cracks in their golden illusion. And I didn't panic, I didn't cry, I observed. I took mental notes as if I were watching a slow motion chess game. She posted selfies as a CEO in exotic locales while the foundation of the company trembled under her inexperience. Every misstep, every lost opportunity fed the strategy I was quietly constructing. They gave her media appearances, they gave her accolades, they gave me spreadsheets and systems and sleepless nights. I gave them everything and asked nothing. Loyalty, competence, skill, they thought these were interchangeable with bloodlines. I knew better. The night they handed her the company, I wasn't broken. I was already 3 steps ahead. I had given myself one lifeline, a shell company, registered offshore, layers deep to obscure any connection. I called it Nova Systems, nothing more than a logo, a landing page, no face, no identity. I started small, quietly, no announcements, no fanfare. I reached out to clients I had nurtured from scratch, Brightwell included. I didn't try to poach them outright, not yet. I listened. I learned. I documented every weakness in her approach, every crack in the system she didn't even notice. Charm might win appearances, but trust is built on competence. And I had competence in spades. Every spreadsheet she mishandled, every delayed response, every superficial solution was another piece of my strategy falling into place. By the time they celebrated her victory, I had already tightened every screw on my side of the board. Nova Systems had quietly become a precision machine. Lean, fast, responsive. I wasn't acting out of revenge yet. I was observing, preparing, making sure when the first failure came, it would be undeniable. Then the calls started. Clients who once blinked at her charm now realized what they had been missing: expertise, reliability, a team that actually delivered. One by one, doors opened. Nova Systems became the silent competitor, invisible yet unstoppable, a ghost built on my blood, sweat, and sleepless nights. It wasn't about being loud. I never sent threats. I never raised my voice. I let the system do the talking. I let their mistakes multiply, and every failure of theirs became a silent victory for me. They had underestimated knowledge, strategy, and patience, and that would be their undoing. It came faster than anyone expected. Brightwell terminated their contract within 3 days of my discreet offer. Cleaner analytics, personalized solutions, a team that responded in hours instead of weeks. It was everything she failed to provide. The phone rang the next morning. My father's voice was tight, strained, betraying a panic he couldn't mask. Lydia, can we talk? This is bad, really bad. I let the silence stretch, let it sting. Then I said, calmly, deliberately, let your CEO daughter handle it. And I hung up. The dominoes fell quickly after that. Another client left, then another. Not because I stole them, but because they finally saw her true competence or lack thereof. Charm doesn't sustain business. Knowledge does, skill does, strategy does. And then her call came, voice trembling. Lydia, I know things got messy, but we're still family. I let her speak just long enough to savor the irony. Then I said, cold and precise, you should have asked how the machine worked before you kicked out the engineer. Every error, every misstep, every miscalculation they had built the trap themselves. I simply let them walk into it. My revenge wasn't loud, it was surgical. Now, Nova Systems has 18 clients, and Brightwell is just one of them. We're quiet, efficient, lean. Every process fine-tuned, every client meticulously cared for. I own 100% no shares to divide, no titles to fake, no spotlight needed. The empire they thought they had built for her was built on my work, and I controlled the backbone from the shadows. They had the throne, the lights, the media applause, but they forgot the kingdom needs wiring, foundations, strategy, the invisible work that makes crowns meaningful. I had done that work. I had built the empire. They were just handed the keys, expecting to rule by inheritance and charm. And yet, I never burned bridges. I let them walk across the path I had once built for the family business. I watched as they stumbled, one misstep at a time. Pride made them reckless, arrogance blinded them, their own errors toppled the illusion. I didn't need to shout, threaten, or fight publicly. The fall was theirs, and I simply observed, ready. Now, every success feels quieter yet sweeter. I don't need applause. I don't need validation. Nova Systems runs on efficiency, precision, and respect earned the hard way. Every client trusts us because we deliver, not because of a name or image. Every victory is a testament to patience, strategy, and intelligence. I learned something vital from all of this. Power is quiet. Revenge doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't need to be dramatic. It just needs to be inevitable. Every move, every decision, every calculated step, all aligned toward the outcome that was always within reach. They built a throne on my work and thought the crown would make her competent. They forgot who wired the kingdom, and I let them. Now, I sit in my office, no lights flashing, no cameras, no public cheers, just the hum of efficiency, the quiet rhythm of a machine that works because I built it. And when the phone rings from the other side, their voice tight with panic or regret, I smile. I answer with the same line that started it all. Let your CEO daughter handle it. Victory never needed to be loud. It only needed to be certain,